Good morning. It's Tuesday, and Tuesday means reading. Today we're going to be reading the story Horace and Morris, but mostly Dolores by James Howe, illustrated by Amy Walrod. This story can be accessed on your Pearson, but for some reason our friends with tablets are having trouble getting to it. So if you have a computer, you can go back on Pearson and you can check this out. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and read it to you today. This is a fantasy story, as you can see, which means it's a make-believe story and it could never happen in real life. So think about, as we read this, what makes this a fantasy story? Horace and Morris, but mostly Dolores. Horace and Morris, but mostly Dolores, loved adventure. They sailed the Seven Seas. They climbed Mount Everest. They dared to go where no mouse had gone before. Horace and Morris, but mostly Dolores, never said, "This is something we shouldn't do." They said, "This is something we've got to do." And so there was almost nothing they didn't do. Horace and Morris and Dolores were friends, the greatest of friends, the truest of friends, the now and forever I'm yours sort of friends. And then one day, Horace and Morris had a decision to make. They didn't want to do anything without Dolores, but as Horace pointed out, a boy mouse must do what a boy mouse must do. Bet you can't say that 3 times real fast, Dolores said with a smile. Horace and Morris didn't even try. They didn't even smile. "Goodbye, Dolores," they said. What kind of place doesn't allow girls? Dolores wondered, as she watched her friends step through the door of the Mega Mice clubhouse. No girls allowed. Downhearted, Dolores went on her way, alone. It wasn't long before Dolores had a decision to make. She really didn't really want to do anything without Horace and Morris, but she figured a girl mouse must do what a girl mouse must do. She said this aloud 3 times real fast, just to prove that she could. Girl mouse must do what girl mouse must do. I'll bet Horace and Morris couldn't do that, she thought. But she wasn't smiling as she stepped through the door of the Cheese Puffs clubhouse. Day after day, Dolores went to the Cheese Puffs. Day after day, Horace and Morris went to Mega Mice. They missed playing with each other, but as they said, a girl mouse must do as a girl mouse must do. A boy mouse must do what a boy mouse must do. Horace and Morris and even Dolores were sure their friendship would never be the same. But then one day, Dolores made a different decision. See here it says, Cheese Puffs, no boys allowed. "I'm bored," she announced. The other girls stared. "Anybody want to build a fort? How about a rock fort?" The other girls booed. "Okay, forget the cheese. I'm sick of making things out of cheese anyways. Let's go exploring." The other girls gasped. "Phooey," said Dolores. "I quit." "If you quit, then I quit too," a small voice said from the back of the room. Outside, Dolores introduced herself. "I'm Dolores." "I'm Cloris," said the girl. "Now, where can we go to have some real fun around here?" Dolores thought and thought. "I've got it," she said at last. "Who wants to go exploring? With girls? Yuck. No way." "I do. Me too. Can I come too, please?" The 5 friends spent the rest of the day exploring, Cloris and Boris and Horace and Morris, but mostly Dolores. And the next day, they built a clubhouse of their own, the Frisky Whisker Club, everyone allowed. So that's the end of that story. In your yellow folder, you have some workbook packets. Just remember that the workbook packet we're working on for this week is the Horace and Morris packet, and the rest of them will be for weeks coming in. Take care, and I hope you enjoyed the story.